Over the past 25 days, I've been launching 5 brand new products on Amazon. And really, that's 2 listings. So one listing has 4 variation products, and the other listing has just that one kind of standalone product. So really 2 listings, 5 total products. And I want to figure out what is the most efficient and cost-effective way of generating reviews and ranking for my most relevant keywords. So I've experimented with what's called the Manychat Search Find Buy, or the Manychat SFB method, which utilizes Facebook ads plus full price rebates that are facilitated through Manychat. And again, if you're not familiar, I'm going to cover all this and a lot more in detail. I'm going to give you my exact flow, walk you through step by step. I'm going to walk you through my costs and results. I'm going to break those down later. But first, here are my overall kind of results. So number one, in terms of total cost, I've spent $361 over the past 25 days in both Facebook ads and Amazon fees for the rebates that I've given out. Again, I'll talk more about that later, but basically $361 spent total. My results, I've generated 5 reviews per listing, so that's 10 total reviews for the 2 listings that I am launching. I'm now ranked for my top 5 most relevant keywords for each listing. Okay, so these are a little bit longer tail keywords, but they are my most relevant. And because of all of this, I'm now generating $73.16 in daily net profit from these products specifically in organic sales that have resulted because of the Manychat SFB, or Manychat Search Find Buy product launch. So very exciting stuff. I'm going to cover my results and what's worked and maybe not worked for me, and you can decide whether this could make sense for you. So let's go ahead and get into that now. So first, if you don't already know the Manyehat SFB or Manychat Search Find Buy process, essentially here's how it works. Okay, I give my product basically I give my product away at a full price rebate. What that means is if my product's $20, somebody who's interested in my product pays me $20. They buy the product, and then I pay them back the $20. Okay, so essentially they get the product for free. And you may be wondering, well, why the full price rebate? Why not even 50% or 75% off? Well, 2 things. The benefit of rebates, and the benefit of rebates in this way, right? This is, in my opinion, better than Rebate Key, and I'll talk about that in a second. But number one is when someone buys your product at full price, they're eligible to leave you a verified review. So if you want to get organic reviews or want to get reviews out of your rebates or out of your product launch, you need to get the customer to buy your item at full price. So this is one method or one way of doing that. And there are of course many, but so that's number one. They buy it at full price. They can leave a verified review. Number 2 is with this method, okay, because of Facebook ads and because of Manychat, what you can actually do is when someone says, oh, I'm interested in your rebate, great, go to Amazon, type in the specific keyword, is a keyword that you want to rank for, type that into Amazon until you find our product, buy our product, and then we'll give you the rebate. So number 1, they're buying full price so you can get the reviews. And then number 2 is they're buying they're typing in a keyword and then buying, which helps you rank for those specific keywords. And it's much more powerful in my experience than using a 2-step URL or any of these other kind of ranking URLs. It's very, very effective. So ultimately, because of this method, you can actually, in my opinion, I found, and I will be using this, I would be using this method over Rebate Key, because I believe you can actually give away or have less rebates to get better results than using a tool like Rebate Key, which I'll talk about in a second. And actually, I'm going to make a whole video comparing the 2 side by side. So if you're interested in that, comment that below, subscribe, and you'll see that come to the channel very soon. So that's number 1. Number 2, it's also better and more effective and more cost effective than traditional giveaways, which I'm fully convinced will be completely dead here within the next, I would say, even weeks potentially. And I definitely don't recommend that. So yeah, better than most giveaway services and also better than other rebate services, which I'll talk about all in a second. But yeah, so that's number 1. I offer my price at a full price, or offer my product at a full price rebate. Number 2, I let the world know, or I let a very specific audience know via Facebook ads, right? So I target a specific audience via Facebook ads saying, hey, I have these full price rebates. Are you interested? If people, click the ad, if you're interested, people click on the ad. That takes them to my Manychat flow, which I'm going to go literally in this video step by step, and I'm going to give it to you for free. But keep in mind, there is a big update coming January 15th. So stay tuned in this video. I'm going to kind of mention that. But they take them into a Manychat flow. The Manychat flow, my messenger bot, automatically facilitates all of the rebates. Basically, it says, are you interested in the rebate? Yes or no. If they say yes, great. Here are the instructions. Are you ready to look for this product with these keywords on Amazon? Yes. Okay, great. What's your PayPal email? Okay, great. We'll let you know, blah, blah, blah. So all this information is all kind of it's almost entirely automated to where it saves you as much time as possible. And then the end result, because of all of this, is ranking and generating reviews and ultimately long-lasting organic sales, okay? Which, again, is the whole point. So that's the overall process. Let's dig a little bit deeper into the numbers because I know this is what you guys really ultimately want, right? Which I totally get. So total cost breakdown. I spent $168 on Facebook advertising. Okay, so this is on total advertising cost to kind of promote or to reach my target audience with my offer. I paid $193 in Amazon fees. Okay, and this is where I want to call out. When someone buys your product for $20 and then you pay them back $20, you in your mind are like, well, I made $0, right? I didn't. It's not negative or positive. It's just zero. No, you're actually negative because Amazon takes out their, they have the referral fee, the storage fee, all that kind of stuff. So, which is, in general about 30% for a lot of products. So you can kind of estimate with a rough estimate if you're kind of calculating this out. So I paid $193 in Amazon fees plus the $168 Facebook ad cost. Total cost $361 over a 25-day period. That resulted in 35 total rebates. Again, these are rebates, no refunds, nothing like that. Like nobody refunded or canceled the product out of these 35 rebates. The total cost per rebate would come to $10.31. Again, total cost. Okay, not the Facebook ad cost per rebate or the Amazon fee per rebate. This is the total cost, which is all I care about. I also received 10 total reviews, which would come to $36.10 per review. And I really want, and then also along with that, for each of my top 5 keywords, which I can't exactly obviously show you guys, but for the top 5 keywords for each of my listings, I am ranking and generating organic sales every single day for those keywords as well. So that's really, at the end of the day, organic sales, generating profit, that's all I really ultimately care about. But I really want to highlight the cost per review because you need to think that's really at the end of the day, instead of like, we can get, lost in all these vanity metrics. Really at the end of the day, two of the most important are you ranking for your top keywords? And then also are you getting are you getting verified, hopefully 5-star reviews? So in my case, $36.10, am I willing to pay that per review? Absolutely. That's absolutely worth it to me. Is it expensive? Yeah, but it's all subjective. And for me, that's very much worth it to you. And you need to think about how much a review and ranking and generating organic sales is worth it to you. But in the end, I paid $361 and I'm now generating $73 a day in net profit. And that number is absolutely going to go up. We're coming into Q4 here pretty soon. It hasn't happened yet. Well, we are in Q4 technically, but really into the season of Black Friday, Christmas. That's really going to scale up. But also we want to rank for other keywords, really grow out our review rate, increase our conversion rate for our listing, really work on our Handspring content, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, $36.10 per review, very much worth it to me. I'd be willing to pay $50 per review. So as long as it's under 50, I'm happy. But you can decide if it's worth it to you. This is just with my product, this time period, with the method that I'm using, and I'm going to try to share as much of that as possible. Again, I'm going to have a separate video about setting up Facebook ads. In this video, we're going to cover the exact step-by-step Manychat flow, which you can access literally for free below. And then lastly, just in case some of you guys think I'm making up my numbers or anything, I'm absolutely not. This is literally, I pulled it today to make it sure it was as accurate and fresh as possible. But here's just a screenshot from the Facebook ad end of things, at least, so you can see where all my numbers are coming from. I had basically two ad sets per listing that I was launching. I believe is the top 2 here for one product, the bottom 2 are for another product. So you see the majority are really around $1. But because I was kind of experimenting, you see this middle one, I had $2.62 per message. And I should say $1 per message. This one was $2.62 per message, which is a little bit higher. But again, I'm going to go over some tips, things that I learned, some things to avoid, some things, best practices in that separate video. But now let's go ahead and get into the actual Manychat flow, which will help you kind of make sense of everything that I've kind of talked about. So we send our Facebook ads out to a very specific audience, people that fall within our target audience. And maybe our message has, for our ad, we have an image of our product. And then our text says something like, want this product for free? Click now to get a, full price rebate, right? Something like that. And then a percentage of people are going to click on that ad. That's going to open up their Facebook Messenger app. And then you're going to get this message, okay? Because basically the Facebook ad is connected to this Manychat flow. And by the way, you can get this flow for free. And then number 2, what we're going to cover is kind of, I would say, maybe intermediate level of Manychat and Facebook Messenger bots. So if you're not already highly familiar with Manychat, if you've never used it before, I definitely recommend checking out some free videos on YouTube about Manychat. There's a lot out there. And I also have a $20 Manychat for Amazon Seller course on Udemy, where I basically cover this flow and many others, as well as go over the basics of what Manychat and Facebook Messenger marketing is, how it works, best practices, all that, again, specifically for Amazon sellers. So if you're interested, you can get the link in the description. So the free flow, that's in the description. The course, that's in the description as well. But again, not trying to push that, just letting you know, okay? With that being said, let's go ahead and continue. And by the way, if you're also totally new, this still could be helpful, so you can kind of know what questions to ask, what type of videos to look up on YouTube or to look for. So it can still be helpful. I just want to kind of call that out. So yeah, people click on our ad, they get a message that looks something like this. So hello and thank you for your interest in our product, which in this case is turmeric supplements. We'll happily give you a 100% rebate right to your PayPal account just for trying it out. Are you ready to purchase? Yes or not yet? The reason we have not yet is because some people aren't ready. And a small percentage of people will click on that. And for anyone who clicks on not yet, we send them a message that says, no worries, when you're ready, just click back here, right? And that kind of helps us from losing some of our audience, right? We've already paid in terms of Facebook ads to get them to this point. Oh, and by the way, you don't have to use Facebook ads for this. If you already have an email list, or if you're utilizing influencer marketing or etc., you can actually, just get people and send them directly to this flow, right? You don't have to use Facebook ads. But again, in this example, in the case study that I used, I did use Facebook ads. So I do want to kind of, so that's why I'm kind of using this as an example, but just as just an additional piece of information. But yeah, so not yet kind of captures, it's like a net that helps us, be as efficient as possible and not lose anybody in the process. And then the majority of people, though, however, will say, yes, I'm interested in the rebate. Okay, great. Once they say that or click on that, we're going to tag them for organizational purposes. Tag them something like they're interested in our rebate, just in case we ever want to go back and retarget, or we want to segment or filter or whatever. We want to make sure we tag as many times as possible at every step of the process, okay? So they're interested, we tag them. And then before continuing, though, however, we have this condition to where if our rebate limit is greater than or equal to 1, we let them continue, right? Because we have rebates that we can give. If it's not, if our rebate limit is 0, basically if all the rebates have been given out for the day, then basically we send them a message, which you can see in red down here. It says, unfortunately, we've run out today. Feel free to check in again tomorrow. Again, trying to capture that traffic and not lose as many as possible. And in general, what I recommend if you are using Facebook ads, start at a lower budget, a daily budget, like around $5 a day, maybe increase to 10, then to 15 and 20, somewhere in that range. And again, totally depends on your product. But I like to start small and then slowly grow over time. So I'm as efficient and not wasting my budget. And you may be wondering, Summer, this sounds great, like this condition, I definitely want to do that. How do I do that, right? It's fairly simple, honestly. And again, I cover this in the course, but without making this video super, super long, which it could easily be, what you can do is go to settings. So click on settings, go to your custom fields section. Within custom fields, you'll create a new custom field called rebate limit, or you can name it rebate daily limit. For the type, it's going to ask you for, is it a text? Is it a number? Is it something else? You're going to select number. And then for your value, you're going to enter in however many rebates you're willing to give out per day. In my case, that's 5 per product per day. Okay. So in this case, my rebate limit, I could have separate rebate limits for different products, even if they utilize the same account. But in this case, right, my rebate limit is 5. So as long as the rebate limit is between 1 and 5, we're going to continue on, because that means we have between 1 and 5 rebates available to give out for the day. But imagine if we gave out 5 rebates, we have 0 left. So we don't want to go above that limit. So whatever your limit is, that's kind of a way you can do it. Again, go to settings, custom fields. You'll create a new custom field called rebate limit or rebate daily limit. It's going to be a number, and then you're going to enter in whatever you want. So 5, 10, something like that. That's kind of what I recommend. I like to stay around the 5 to 10 range for my daily rebates. All right, and then assuming we have rebates left, and again, this will make more sense as we go on too. It kind of sounds confusing, but it'll make sense, and you'll see how this limit works. But as long as we have rebates, great, we continue on. All right, this next step here is really key. So if you only want to rank for one keyword, you can just delete this and just literally sync this, connect this here to the next message. However, what I like to do, and this is my overall strategy, and it's worked very, very effectively for me. And I know other sellers that this has worked extremely effectively for compared to the other strategy, which is more popular. And that is targeting lower competition keywords first, and then moving up to higher competition keywords. Okay. In general, the shorter a keyword is that relates to your product, the shorter it is, the more competitive it's going to be, the harder it is going to be to rank, the more expensive, etc. The longer a keyword is, assuming both of these keywords are relevant, the longer a keyword is, generally the less competitive it's going to be, the easier it is going to be to rank and to start getting sales. So what I like to do, this is with Amazon PPC, this is with Google Ads, this is with Manychat and Facebook ads and SFB, all this kind of stuff. What I always do is I target, I want to start ranking for lower competition keywords and then slowly move up to medium competition and then to high competition. Almost always. That's what I'll do. And I've had a lot of great success. And right now I'm ranking profitably. Okay. I've already made more profit than what I've paid in total cost for this product launch. So very, very effective. That's what I'd recommend doing. And a really great tool for this, again, I'm not here trying to promote courses and tools. I literally use this. So if I use this, I'm gonna tell you about it, and you can do what you want with it. A great tool for identifying relatively high demand or decent demand keywords with very low competition is Helium 10's magnet tool. I use Helium 10 magnet all the time, including product research and for ranking. And basically what you can do is you type in a keyword into Helium 10 magnet. It's going to show you all these different keywords. You organize by magnet IQ score, and then you find, you can find 5 keywords with at least 100 to 1,000 plus monthly searches, estimated monthly search volume that are specifically relevant to your keyword, right? That's one way you can do it. You can also try to use, if you want to use your common sense and just think of them on your own, but I would recommend trying to back it with as much quantitative data as possible. And I have a coupon code of Helium 10 below, but you can also honestly just get the free version. Get the free version. Utilize it. You only have like 2 uses a day, something like that with the magnet tool. So just be wary of that. But if you want it, the paid version, I have a 50% off code, like 50, not 15, 50% off for 1 month. So that could be advantageous to you, or you can just use the free version. I'd recommend just get started with the free version. Okay. So, again, very powerful. Otherwise I would not be talking about it. But that's what I do. Longer tail keywords, guys, not shorter tail. So longer tail meaning, keywords that are relevant to your product with 4 or 5 phrases, opposed to keywords with 2 phrases. For example, and that's the way that I define it. 4 or 5, not necessarily 3, 4 or 5 or more. An example would be, right, you let's say you're selling a water bottle, right? So you have the term water bottle. It's a very short keyword, very, very competitive. Don't rank for that, in my opinion, right? Especially if you're a newer seller, I should say. Instead, let's say it's your water bottle. It's a red sports water bottle, right? I would recommend targeting for that keyword, right? It's a lot less competitive. It's a lot more specific. Your conversion rate's going to be higher, or likely going to be higher, assuming it's relevant to your product. But yeah, so that's just a way of thinking about it. Think about water bottle, super competitive. Maybe we'll try to rank for that later, but right now let's do something like red sports water bottle, a lot less competitive, a lot more descriptive, etc. Okay, that's going to be a lot easier, and ultimately I found a more profitable way of ranking and launching your product on Amazon. Okay, I know I talked a lot about that, so we're almost done. The last tip, and I promise you're going to find this useful. I learned this from a guy named Toner Rabinovich, who's very intelligent, at SellerCon 2019 in Vegas. He mentioned when he uses this specific strategy, Manychat and Facebook ads, search, find, buy. What he does is he'll put when he's asking people to type keywords in, right? Because that's the whole point. People type in keywords into Amazon, they find our product, and then they buy it, right? When you're requesting them, say, hey, type in these keywords. What he does is he puts his brand keywords before the keywords he's trying to rank for. And you may be thinking, well, why does he do that? Well, when you just get started on Amazon with a brand new product, you're probably going to be ranking around page 70, right? Somewhere super far, maybe page 7, right? Anyway, you're not even going to be close to page 1. Maybe you will, that'd be awesome, but generally no, it's not going to happen. So if you tell someone, hey, type in the word red sports water bottle, right? They may have to scroll through several pages to find your product, and that's going to ultimately cost you more money because people are just going to quit in the process. And it's just going to be harder for people. People are going to be, a little bit more angry about it because they're like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize there's going to be so much work, right? It's just a headache on both sides of the equation. What you can do is putting your brand name, your brand keywords first. Guess what? When they type in your brand keywords plus the keywords you're trying to rank for, you should be, right? The number 1 organic search result. So you're right there on page 1 for that keyword. So that's the benefit is it's a lot easier for customers to find your product. It's ultimately going to save you money. And then also one hesitation a lot of people have is, well, Summer, I don't want to rank for my brand keywords, right? Because they're just so, like, nobody knows my brand. Like, it doesn't, it'd be a waste of my money. I want to rank for my main keywords. I want to rank for those, very specific keywords like you talked about. Well, in my experience, and according to Tomer Rabinovich, Amazon ignores your brand keywords and gives you ranking juice or ranking benefit to those, those following keywords, right? So for example, let's say in this case, Sumner Brand's Red Sports water bottle, right? Instead of just Red Sports water bottle, I have Sumner Brand, because that's my brand name, I guess. Sumner Brand Red Sports water bottle. Amazon's going to ignore the Sumner Brand's keyword and give you ranking benefit to Red Sports water bottle, okay? So very powerful, very effective. So I still have got rank. So I'm ranking for both Sumner Brand Sports Red water bottle as well as just the term Red Sports water bottle, right? Both of those terms I'm ranking, and I'm on the first page for, right? So that's just a little hack. And it can be very powerful. It's literally one of the most powerful hacks of this whole thing that I've learned, and I definitely want to share it with you. It's one of the benefits of you watching. If you want more, be sure to subscribe. I got a lot more videos and tips like that coming very soon. So we have this randomizer. 20% of the time, customers are going to get this keyword. 20% of the time, they're going to get this keyword. 20% of the time, this keyword, et cetera, right? And you can add more if you want to rank for like 7 keywords, if you want to rank for just 1, whatever your objective is, you can change this out to as many or as little as you want over here. And then if you're like, oh, well, Summer, how do I enter in my keywords? We'll just go over here. So set SFB keyword to whatever this is. Go ahead and you will just click on this and enter in whatever keyword you would like to change this to. Okay, very simple to do. Anyway, so once people basically to this point, I know it seems like a lot, guys, but this is really kind of probably the most complex and the hardest part of the entire thing. The rest is pretty simple. But basically, up to this point, people have literally clicked on our ad. They've seen our message. Are you interested in a rebate? Yes or no? They're like, yes. They click yes. And then ultimately, they're going to get this message that says, great. Simply find our product by searching for these keywords. And again, we're rotating out. 20% of the time, they get this one. 20% of the time, this one, etc. So simply find our product by searching for these keywords on Amazon that we set. It's all automated, so you don't have to do it manually. And you'll find our product which looks like the image below, right? So you give them the keyword. Here's the keyword. Here's the image of what it looks like. Now go to Amazon, right? So it says click below to take advantage. Oh, by the way, don't forget to search with these keywords, okay? So then we send them just straight to Amazon.com. They search using these keywords. They have an image so they can use for reference, and it's very easy. We're on page 1. They have the image. Really easy for them to find. So while this is going on, right, we're going to wait a minute, okay, before we send the next, literally wait a minute. We're going to wait a minute before we send the next message. So they're on Amazon. They're looking for a product. It's really easy. They're going to find it. They're going to buy it. And then we're going to send them this message kind of after they've had some time to look and buy our product. After your purchase, grab your Amazon order ID. We'll verify your purchase, then process your 100% rebate, okay? Ready to verify your order? So as soon as they bought the product and they're ready, they're going to go ahead and click I'm ready. I'm ready to verify the order. And then we're going to send we're going to ask them what's your Amazon order ID. It's a 17-digit code that will be in this format. So they enter this in. And by the way, let me just go ahead and click on this. So they enter their order ID. So instead of sending them a message, what you're going to do is send them this user input field. So a lot of times you'll use this text field, but in this case, you're going to use the user input field. And what you're going to do, or what I'd recommend doing, again, this is all here for you. You can update this however you want, is you're going to create another custom field. Okay, so the reply type is going to be text, or actually, sorry, it's going to be a number. All right, and so the reply type is a number, and we're going to save the response to a custom field, and you can rename this or you can keep it the same. Product order ID. Etc. Right? And you can even say if there is an invalid message, for example, let's say they just enter in 2 numbers accidentally, they'll get a message that you could say, your Amazon order ID is a 17-digit code, looks something like this, etc., etc. I really don't care. It really doesn't matter that much. But yeah, so we save a custom field here, and I'll show you where that comes in handy in a second. Once they enter that in, we say, thank you. What is the email associated with your PayPal account so we can send your full price rebate? So then same type of deal here. We have a free keyboard input. This time it will be text. So I need to I'll update that for you guys below. But we're going to save another custom field, which is PayPal email. And again, I'll show you where these two come in handy. So they enter in their order ID. Great. Now they enter in their email. Okay, great. Now what happens is once they do both of these things, we perform 2 actions. So number 1, the first action is we insert a row in a Google Sheet. Okay. So what you can do kind of before you set up this flow, or even after, you can do this, create a Google Sheet. And what you'll want, or what I'd recommend doing, is create a Google Sheet that has all these different columns. So first name, last name, order ID, PayPal email, verified, is the order verified, yes or no, and then payment sent, okay? And what's really great is, so you create this Google Sheet, then all you're going to do is connect, and there's a lot of, again, free videos on this, very simple to do. You go to settings, go to integrations, and then you should find Google Sheets, and it's like a couple clicks. It literally takes like 30 seconds. You can sync your Google Sheets account. But you create the Google Sheet, then you can basically sync it with Manychat. Once that's done, you can go over here and you're like, okay, I want to add, I want to update the spreadsheet that I just made, or the Google Sheet that I just made. So you choose whatever spreadsheet it is. In this case, it's product rebate tracker. Whatever worksheet, it's going to be like sheet 1. And then Manychat data. So first name goes to the first name field. Last name, we go to the last name. We're also going to enter in our order ID. So we go here and we're going to select, order ID. So let's see if I can find. Anyway, it's somewhere down here. But yeah, we would scroll until we found the term, rebate order ID. That's the custom field that we made before. And then PayPal email. Remember, we also asked them, hey, what's your email? We save that to a custom field. You'd go ahead and enter that in here as well. Okay, so we would go here. We would scroll until we see the where it says PayPal email. We click on that. So then basically, first name, every column is synced up correctly. And you just need to do it for the first 4 columns here, because the last 2 here, these 2 columns are going to be, or rows I should say, are going to be updated manually, okay? And I'll talk about that in just a second, but you don't have to do this, but this is a really great way to where literally everything is automated. Like, you set up the Facebook ads and just sit back and every 2 days, look at your Google Sheets account, and then you can see, okay, here's how many rebates we've given away. Here's their name, their email, the order ID. So you can quickly just copy the order ID, go to Seller Central, paste it into your order history, and then you can see, okay, is this legit or not? Like, is this a real order or not? And once it's verified, you can like say, okay, yep, it's verified. You have their PayPal email, so you can easily just send it to them. It automates almost the entire process. Really, really simple. Again, if you have more questions, let me know in the comment section. Let me know also in the Facebook group. It's a great way to ask questions. But again, all this is and more is in the Manychat course that I've created, just because I've gotten so many questions. I want to walk through step by step. So that's the first action. Connect to Google Sheet. Update the columns, great. Step number 2 is we are going to decrease our rebate limit by 1. Because think about it. Now someone's gotten to this stage of our flow. That means that they participate in our rebate, right? So we had 5 rebates to give out today. Now we only have 4 left, right? And if another person gets a rebate, that's 3, 2, 1, right? Really simple math, okay? So what we do is we decrease our rebate limit by 1. Remember where we created that earlier? Like, in the very beginning of the flow, which let me scroll to that really quickly. Let me kind of zoom out of here. Scroll back to the beginning. So remember here at the beginning, it says, if our rebate limit is greater than or equal to 1, we can go. So right now our rebate limit's 5. If this is brand new, we just set up this flow, our rebate limit is 5, let's just say, because that's what we set it to in our custom field. We go all the way over here. Let's go all the way over here. There we go. And now, because someone's gotten to this stage, that means that they've gotten a rebate or likely gotten a rebate. We still have to verify, but as of right now, it might as well be considered a rebate. We decrease by 1. So now there's 4 left, and so on, right? So that's kind of how it's all automated. It's really awesome. The Google Sheet updates automatically. The rebate limit is set automatically. It's a really, a great system. So once we do both of those things, and they give us their email, then we respond with, great, our team will verify your purchase and notify you of your full price rebate within the next 48 hours. Feel free to reach out at any time with any questions that you have, okay? And I like to do 48-hour rebates. Some people do 7 days, some people wait 30 days. Honestly, using my own common sense, I won't even experiment with 30 days, because if I have to wait 30 days for a rebate, I'm just going to refund the product, which is going to ruin my Amazon kind of refund rate. That's not good for new products. So I like to do it within 48 hours. Usually that's enough time to validate order, and it's soon enough to where the customer doesn't feel like, okay, I don't know who this brand is. They're kind of sketchy. I don't know if I'm ever going to get my rebate, so I'm just going to refund the product. Okay, so this number 1 prevents people from refunding, but it also protects you, because generally this will give you enough time to go back into your order history and validate the order, right? Because they gave you their order ID, so you can go back and check, okay, does this order ID exist? Is it legit? They'll look at it. They're like, okay, yeah, it is. Good. We're good to go. So it gives you enough time to validate, but also not too long to where they don't refund the product. And again, I've had a lot of great success with this. In total, I think we've given away a total of 38 rebates. Out of the 38, 3 people have refunded. One of them was accidental, and they're just like, it's okay. I don't want to try it again. But yeah, we had, out of 38, we had 3 using this exact flow. And we haven't had any issues of people trying to scam us. So that's just in our case. It could be different with you, but I do want to give you kind of my feedback on that. And then the last step, and if you download the flow, you can just get that right here. I've already covered it, but basically if you set everything up correctly, your Google Sheet is going to update. and then every 48, since you're doing rebates every 48 hours, basically every 2 days, well then every 48 hours, go to your Google Sheet. Look, you can see the name, PayPal, email, and the order ID. You just need to go in and make sure that the order ID is legit. If it is, great, go ahead and get the refund. It literally only takes a few minutes every 48 hours. So it's not a ton of time, not a ton of money. Again, I showed you all the results earlier, step by step of everything, all my costs, everything. Definitely, in my opinion, worth it. But with all of this being said, to be honest with you guys, because I like testing all different types of ranking and launching strategies and product research and all these different things revolving Amazon FBAs. Many of you know, in my opinion, moving forward, what I will be doing personally, I will not be using this method moving forward in the future. And it's not because it's not effective. It's obviously been effective. However, really doing my research, what I truly believe is the most effective way to launch and rank products and get reviews, all of that together, is by building and nurturing an email list, okay? And really building a brand, okay? That's what I'm going to be focused on, and I'm going to have a lot more videos about that to kind of share with you guys some of my success, maybe some of my not success. But literally from doing research on everything regarding Amazon product launches, I'm completely convinced that building and nurturing an email list, this could also be a Manychat list, of basically people who are super interested in your product, are all part of a very specific audience, right? And building that out to where once you build that out and then you can reach out to that audience when you launch your first product, you can use the same audience for your second product, your third product, and so on, because if they're all revolving to the same audience, right? And so that's number one, is you can use this for current and all future product launches. Number two is you can also just keep nurturing the list, giving them valuable content, and then also running promotions just for Prime Day, for Black Friday, for whatever. So where you can actually, so you use it to rank, you can use it to generate more profit every single month by nurturing this email list or this Manychat list. Okay, and then number three is if you ever go to sell your business, right? And you have your Amazon sales channel. Let's say you built out a Shopify site that's having success. You have Instagram and Pinterest that are highly engaged. You have an email list. All these things combined, including your email list, these are assets that you can sell along with your business, okay, that are highly, highly valuable. So number one, you increase your monthly cash flow. Number two, you can rank for current and all future products that relate to that audience. Number three, you can sell it along with your business for a higher multiple. So, sounds pretty great. And again, I don't have a lot of videos on that yet. I will in the future. But again, if you're, hey, I want to launch a product here in the next 2 weeks or the next month or whatever. I don't want to build a list, whatever. This still works very well, right? It worked very well for me, but I just want to be completely transparent with you. That's what I think where I'm going to be moving forward is more toward that route and really trying to build a list because it's even more efficient and even better than this. But depending on your purposes, this could work very, very well, as it has worked, honestly, very well for me. So in summary, this is a really good method, but there are even better methods to this, in my opinion, that I'm going to be testing and I'm going to be letting you know about. So if you would like to know about those, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like the video if you liked it. I really appreciate it. And be sure to stay tuned for more. I'm going to have more videos where I talk about my Facebook ad strategy, Amazon PPC product launch, which I'm really excited to share. Also comparing specifically rebate key versus using this method and which one is more effective. And I have some insight on that as well. A little bit shorter video. Hopefully those ones will be a little bit shorter than this one. But yeah. One last quick thing I wanted to add here is that now you know how I can rank and get sales using full price rebates. But you're probably wondering how I get reviews. Well, here's what I recommend doing, or what I do personally, okay? So what you cannot do according to Amazon's terms of service is give a rebate specifically in return for a review. So basically, here's a rebate, but you only get the rebate if you leave a review. Now, on the other side, if you give out full price rebates, which there's nothing against Amazon's terms of service for that, and then people just happen to leave you a review, there's no problem with that, especially when you're targeting your very specific, targeted audience via Facebook versus using, rebate key, which will basically give out your product to anybody and everyone who's interested, who are really only interested in getting free stuff, and they're not within your target audience. But because of this, here's kind of what I recommend doing. Okay, so the last message we send them is, great. Our team will verify your purchase and notify you of your full price rebate within the next 48 hours. Feel free to reach out anytime with any questions, right? So within that 48-hour period, you look at your Google Sheet, you verify the order, and then if the order is verified, great, you send their payment via PayPal, okay? When you send the payment, what I'd recommend doing is taking a screenshot of their payment and then following up with that customer. So go back to, and this is manual, but if you want to get reviews, this is what I'd recommend doing. Go back to the message, and then send them a screenshot of the payment and say, hey, your payment's been finalized, just want to let you know. And what's great about this is this would classify within Facebook Messenger's new policy coming out in January 15th, 2020, where you can only send promotional content within a 24-hour window of somebody interacting with your bot. So if you wait 48 hours, you can't say, hey, leave us a review, right? Or you can't wait a week later or 14 days later. So what you can do is, and that's, again, what I recommend doing, send them a screenshot and say, hey, your payment's been processed. Of everyone that says, great, thank you, thanks so much, anything like that, anyone that responds to that message, you respond back and say, no problem, we appreciate it, blah, 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 whatever you want to say. But then also say, once you get a chance to use your product, we'd really appreciate if you consider leaving us an honest review on Amazon, and you have a link to your Amazon listing. Again, there's nothing against Amazon's terms of service for this. With that being said, all that matters in the end is if Amazon thinks you're breaking TOS. So that's why I say, be careful with it. It can be considered a gray area, but technically, read Amazon's terms of service for yourself. It is not infringing on TOS. But again, it can be considered a gray area. So just use that at your own discretion. And then number two tip that I want to kind of give, I like to keep my review rate under 15%. So what does that mean? That means if I sell, whether that's through full price rebates, PPC, influencers, whatever it may be, if I sell 100 products, I only want to get 15 reviews or less out of those products. If I sell 100 products and I get 100 reviews, that probably I won't even get to that point because Amazon will already shut down my listing because it's so suspicious, okay? So that's just something to keep in mind. So just by doing it with this method, it's more organic. It doesn't technically break Amazon's terms of service in any way. And it'll help you kind of stay below that review rate. But this will be great. Hopefully, as you're doing this, right, you'll start to see some organic sales coming in. So you won't just be getting reviews only from full price rebates. You'll be getting reviews, kind of that kind of 15% mark will be calculated from all the sales, not just from your rebates. Okay, so that's what I'd recommend doing. Send them a screenshot. Hey, your payment's been sent. I just want to let you know. People will respond back, and they will respond and say, thank you so much. We really appreciate it. Of those people that are super appreciative and happy, hey, when you get a chance, we'd really appreciate an honest review. A percentage of people are going to leave you a review. That's how you get reviews. That's how you rank and get sales. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. So yeah, I just wanted to add that quick before we leave. If you have any questions, be sure to leave those in the comments below. If you would like more content and some of them, I'm going to go into more depth on my Facebook ads, Amazon PPC launch, a lot of other great stuff coming soon. If you want to see that, you make sure you subscribe. You'll need to subscribe to be able to see that and get notified of that. And be sure to join our Facebook group if you haven't already. Like the video if you liked it. Really appreciate it. If you have any questions, like I said, let me know in the comments. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.